Frank was 67, ate his vegetables religiously, and followed every piece of health advice he could find. He thought he was doing everything right until that terrifying morning when he woke up unable to speak or move his left arm. The doctors were baffled. His diet seemed perfect on paper, but what they discovered next would change everything we thought we knew about healthy vegetables for seniors. The culprit? 6 vegetables that Frank had been eating daily, vegetables that are marketed as superfoods, but contain hidden compounds that can trigger strokes in people over 60. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly which vegetables nearly cost Frank his life, and more importantly, how you can protect yourself starting tonight. Frank's mistake wasn't eating vegetables. It was eating the wrong ones at the wrong times while taking medications that made everything worse. The good news? Once you understand how your body has changed, you can still enjoy most of these foods safely. You just need to know the rules. Let's start with the vegetable that surprised Frank's doctors the most. Spinach, the so-called superfood that Frank ate in his morning smoothie every single day. For decades, spinach has been praised as one of the healthiest foods on earth, packed with iron, magnesium, and antioxidants. But after 60, this green powerhouse can quietly shift from friend to foe. The problem lies in oxalates. These are natural compounds in spinach that bind to calcium in your body. In younger adults, healthy kidneys easily flush them out. But as we age, kidney function slows down. Here's what happens. Those oxalates start building up in your bloodstream. They form tiny calcium oxalate crystals that can narrow the small arteries feeding your brain. It's like sand slowly clogging a thin pipe. Blood flow weakens, oxygen drops, and a small clot can trigger a stroke, often while you sleep. Frank was eating 2 cups of raw spinach every morning. That's roughly 1,500 milligrams of oxalates. For a senior with slower kidney function, that's like flooding your system with tiny glass particles. But here's the kicker. Frank was also taking calcium supplements on his doctor's advice. The combination created the perfect storm for crystal formation. The fix is simple. Eat spinach earlier in the day when your body can process it better. Avoid pairing it with calcium supplements. And if you have kidney issues, limit portions to half a cup at a time. Spinach can still protect you, but after 60, it comes with rules. Kale is next on our list. The trendy superfood that Frank added to his dinner salad 4 nights a week. Kale is loaded with vitamin K, a nutrient that helps your blood clot properly. When you're younger, that's protective. But for seniors taking blood thinners, too much vitamin K can be dangerous. Frank was on a low-dose aspirin for heart protection. He thought he was being smart. But the combination of daily kale and aspirin created a blood clotting nightmare. Here's what most people don't understand. Vitamin K doesn't just help blood clot. It can also interfere with blood-thinning medications, making your blood either too thick or too thin. When Frank ate large kale salads at night, his vitamin K levels spiked. His blood became thicker and stickier, moving sluggishly through his already stiff arteries. The real danger comes from inconsistency. Eating lots of kale one week and none the next throws your medication balance off completely. Your doctor adjusts your blood thinner based on steady vitamin K intake. Frank's levels were all over the place. Some nights his blood was too thick to flow properly. Other nights, it was too thin to clot safely. The solution isn't to quit kale. It's consistency. Keep your intake steady, not extreme. If you eat kale twice a week, stick to that pattern. And always tell your doctor about your regular vegetable intake. They need to know to adjust your medications safely. The third vegetable is celery. The diet food that Frank munched on as an afternoon snack, thinking it was practically water with fiber. Most people have no idea that celery is naturally high in sodium. One large stalk contains about 50 milligrams. That doesn't sound like much until you realize Frank was eating 4 to 5 stalks daily as his healthy snack. For seniors already taking blood pressure medications, this hidden sodium can push your levels dangerously high without warning. Frank's blood pressure medication was perfectly calibrated for his usual diet. But when he added daily celery snacking, he unknowingly increased his sodium intake by 250 milligrams per day. His blood pressure started spiking at night when his medication was wearing off. The extra sodium made his blood vessels constrict just when they should have been relaxing during sleep. Thick, sluggish blood combined with constricted vessels created the perfect conditions for a clot to form in his brain. But here's the twist. Celery also acts as a natural diuretic, making you lose water. So Frank was getting extra sodium while becoming dehydrated. His blood became concentrated and sticky. The fix is awareness. Celery isn't evil, but it's not the zero-sodium snack most people think it is. If you're on blood pressure medication, limit celery to 1 or 2 stalks and eat them earlier in the day. Better yet, pair celery with water-rich foods like cucumber to balance the sodium load. Tomatoes are the next vegetable. Frank's favorite addition to his evening salad, the food he thought was protecting his heart with lycopene and antioxidants. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, and they contain compounds that can trigger inflammation in sensitive people. After 60, your immune system becomes more reactive, and foods that never bothered you before can suddenly cause problems. Frank was eating cherry tomatoes every night, usually about a cup's worth. The natural compounds in tomatoes were triggering low-level inflammation in his blood vessels, making them more prone to spasms and clots. Nightshades contain solanine, a compound that can affect nerve signaling and blood vessel function. In aging brains and circulatory systems, this can lead to dizziness, headaches, or circulation problems that mimic early stroke symptoms. The acidity in tomatoes also affects your electrolyte balance, potentially depleting magnesium and potassium. These minerals are crucial for stable heart rhythm and blood pressure. When Frank ate tomato-heavy meals before bed, his electrolytes shifted overnight. His heart rhythm became irregular, and his blood pressure swung unpredictably. The solution isn't giving up tomatoes completely. Cook them gently to reduce solanine levels and make beneficial compounds like lycopene more available. Avoid heavy tomato meals before bed and pair them with magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds. Frank learned this the hard way, but you don't have to. Raw carrots were Frank's go-to evening snack, which is the 5th vegetable on our list. Crunchy, low-calorie, and packed with beta-carotene. But eating them raw at night created a dangerous blood sugar roller coaster. Raw carrots digest quickly, flooding your bloodstream with natural sugars. For seniors with slower metabolism, that sugar spike crashes hard during sleep. Your body releases stress hormones like cortisol to compensate, tightening blood vessels when they should be relaxed. Frank's blood pressure would spike at 2 a.m. from these stress hormone surges. Combined with dehydration from sleeping, his blood became thick and sluggish. The fix? Cook your carrots or eat them earlier with protein, like hummus. This slows sugar absorption and prevents overnight crashes. The 6th vegetable shocked Frank's doctors most. Garlic, the heart-healthy superfood he'd been taking as a supplement every morning. Garlic is a natural blood thinner, which sounds good until you're already on blood-thinning medication. Frank's daily garlic capsules plus his aspirin made his blood dangerously thin. His brain's delicate blood vessels couldn't handle the combination. Instead of preventing clots, he was now at risk for bleeding in his brain. The solution isn't avoiding garlic completely. Use fresh garlic in cooking, where heat reduces its blood-thinning power. Skip the concentrated supplements unless your doctor approves them. Frank learned that even healthy foods become risky when your body changes after 60. Frank recovered fully, but only because he learned to work with his aging body instead of against it. Here's what he changed. He moved all vegetables to earlier meals when his body processes them better. He started cooking more vegetables instead of eating them raw. And he told his doctor about every supplement and regular food he ate. Most importantly, Frank learned that timing matters more than the food itself. A spinach smoothie at breakfast? Fine. The same smoothie at dinner? Potentially dangerous. Your body after 60 isn't broken. It's just different. These vegetables can still nourish you when eaten the right way at the right time, in the right amounts. So here's my challenge. Pick one vegetable from today's list that you eat regularly. Change when or how you eat it this week. Your brain will thank you for listening to what your body really needs now.